Hello and welcome to my Song of Achilles reading vlog. This book is by Madeline Miller and I've never read a book by Madeline Miller before, and I also don't think I've ever read a Greek mythology book before, but I'm very excited and scared because I have heard that this book is a tear-jerker and I don't know if I'm ready to cry in this video, but I'm excited. I'm also nervous whether or not I'm gonna like this book just because I don't know if Greek mythology is something I'm interested in, but based on like the incredible reviews, I'm hopeful that this will be a big hit for me. Also, this is gonna be a spoiler-free reading vlog, so if you have not read this book, that is okay. You can watch this video. And then at the end, I'm gonna do a spoiler-free section of my overall thoughts and then a spoiler section of my overall thoughts. And I'll have all the video chapters on like the little timeline, so if you wanna skip around to the spoiler section or things like that, you can do that. Also, I'm gonna be putting the page numbers as I talk about my thoughts on the book. So if you want to literally read this book with me, you can get your book and pause on the pages as I talk about them to like hear our comments. So it's like we're reading together. I don't know, I think that would be fun. All right, let's get started reading. Okay, I just finished page 4, aka the end of chapter 1, and my predictions so far. Number 1, I think Patroclus is gonna be some kind of underdog. It seems like he's not really good at the traditional Greek skills of like being strong, but for some reason I feel like he's gonna come in clutch one day with like his brain or like some skill that Greeks don't value but he's secretly good at. I don't know, just a prediction. And then my second prediction is I think Patroclus and his dad are gonna have some big falling out in the future, because Patroclus' dad sucks and it seems like they don't have a great relationship that is only going to grow worse. He's 9? What? Okay, I just finished page 6 and I don't think this is a spoiler because it is so early into the book, but his dad is literally trying to marry him off and he's 9. Like, I knew people got married young back in the day, but I didn't think it was 9. Really quickly, I wanted to tell you guys about the sponsor of today's video, which is Skillshare. And if you're unfamiliar with Skillshare, it is an online learning community with thousands of classes in a huge variety of topics. So far, I've taken the class YouTube Success, Build an Authentic Channel That's Worth the Follow, taught by Sorel Amour. And Sorel does such a great job in teaching that class of showing not just how to grow your audience online, but how to really be like your true authentic self and really grow an authentic audience. And although that class has really taught me a lot on how to grow my YouTube channel, how to grow my business, I really want to use Skillshare to learn new skills that are purely for hobby and purely for fun and relaxation. I really want to take a painting class. I really want to take some creative writing classes. We love all things books and writing here, and I don't know if I'm a good writer, but I think it'd be really fun to try. The first 1,000 people to use my link will get a free 1-month trial of Skillshare, and that link will be in the description. Okay, let's get back to reading the Song of Achilles. I just finished page 15, aka the end of chapter 2. Patroclus had to take this oath where he would swear to protect Helen, and Helen is the girl that his dad is trying to marry him off to. And yeah, basically he's like swearing that he has to protect Helen even if she doesn't choose him as her husband. Which feels like he's getting the bad end of the deal with this oath, but I definitely think this is some foreshadowing and that this like oath swearing thing is gonna come back and play later in the book. Oh my gosh, I just finished page 18 and this book went from 0 to 100 real quick, like literally 2 pages ago. His dad is trying to marry him off, and now Patroclus just did something bad, like really bad, but he didn't mean to, so I feel bad for him, and he's being exiled. Exiled. Wow, like so much has happened and we're only on page 18. Also, I actually just read the back of the book, and that is in the summary on the back of the book, so that is not a spoiler. Oh, okay, I'm on page 22 and we just met Achilles. I low-key forgot that the title of this book is The Song of Achilles, and so of course Achilles is going to be character in the book. I'm honestly surprised that we're not reading the book from Achilles' POV since literally his name is in the title. Also, little update since I wasn't sure if I would like the book because I wasn't sure if I'd be into Greek mythology. So far, I really like it, and they've explained some of like the mythology and like background of some of the characters, and I think it's really, really interesting. So maybe I'll read more Greek mythology in the future. I don't know, I guess I should finish this book first. I'm at the bottom of page 39 and Achilles and Patroclus are at dinner with a bunch of the other boys. And Achilles just said, Patroclus, "Tonight, you're going to sleep in my room," he said. I was so shocked that my mouth would have hung open, but the boys were there and I had been raised with a prince's pride. Achilles just like invited Patroclus to like have a sleepover in his room. And I'm assuming that our romance is beginning. I don't know, I'm sure it's just in a friendly way, especially since they're still young at this part, but I could just imagine them like all at dinner and Achilles is like the cool kid and he's just like, "Patroclus, you're staying in my room." Anyway, that makes me like giddy inside. Oh my gosh, I'm on page 54 and Achilles' mom just said something so horrible to Patroclus. She's a god or a goddess, so I don't know if I should interpret what she said literally, like she's telling him something that's going to happen to him, or if she was just saying it to be mean, but if somebody said this to me, I would cry. I hate Achilles' mom. I just finished chapter 7, which is page 66, and what a roller coaster. Achilles and Patroclus finally had a little moment, if you know what I mean, and I was like, oh my god, so excited. But then something bad happened because they got caught, and I'm sad. I feel like it's gonna be a while before Achilles and Patroclus get another moment alone together, and I just want them to be in love and be happy. I'm on page 94 and Achilles and Patroclus are being trained by Chiron, I think that's how you say his name, who's a centaur, and this is my favorite part so far. They're just like running around in the forest and like hanging out with this centaur dude, like having a good time, and Achilles just said to Patroclus, "You would not be displeased, I think, with how you look now." And they're 15 now, so they're getting a little bit older. Oh my gosh, I just finished page 102 and they just had a moment, like a full moment, and I'm obsessed with them. They are so cute and I am not ready to get to whatever sad part people cry about at the end of the book because I'm so happy right now and they're so happy. No, I just finished page 115 and that oath with Helen that I talked about earlier in the book is coming into play like I had predicted, might add, but I'm sad. I feel like everything is gonna go wrong. Okay, I just got to the bottom of page 135 and I low-key forgot that I was making a reading vlog. So much has happened, like so much has happened. This book, it does move fast, which I actually like it's super captivating. But anyway, I don't really know how to say much about what's happened because I feel like we're getting into like spoiler stuff. So just know that they've had a rough journey and I feel like their journey is gonna continue to be rough. And also, Achilles' mom sucks and I don't like her. But one good thing that I just read is this quote on the bottom of page 135. Achilles is looking at this girl, Diademia or something like that, and it says, "It was the same way he had looked at the boys in Pythia," don't know how to say that, "blank and unseeing. He had never, not once, looked at me that way." And with that, I think I'm gonna stop for now. I have been reading for so long. It is literally dark now. But yeah, and then I'll probably do some more reading tomorrow. It is so nice outside, so today I'm reading on my balcony, and I just finished page 165, and I have thoughts. Achilles is like the greatest fighter of his generation, so people are always trying to get him to go to war, which like, I get it, you know? But if I were Achilles, low-key, I would just want to move to like a tiny village, like live in a house with Patroclus, and just like be in love and be like low-key and happy forever. Like, I get it's like Greek mythology, and you want to like be a god and win wars and have honor, but that feels overrated. Oh my god. I just finished the next page, page 166, and I'm upset. There's this prophecy, I'm not gonna tell you what it is because spoiler, but like the beginning part of the prophecy is really good, and then the second part of the prophecy is really bad. Like really bad. I don't understand why Achilles is considering starting to fulfill the prophecy, like he wants the good part, but the bad part, like I said, is so bad. Okay, I'm gonna keep reading, I guess. I'm on page 194 and it's so interesting how there's so many like little nuances in this book, especially like about their culture and about honor and like hierarchy. Like they just met with this king and the king expected Achilles to bow, but instead he just like stood there with like his head held high and like introduced himself because I guess he's trying to show that he's like not just gonna do whatever the king says. Like trying to show that he's an equal. So I don't know, I just think like little stuff like that is really interesting, and like this whole book has stuff like that like throughout it entirely. I just finished page 197 and it says that they're 16. I guess the last age I knew they were was 15, so it makes sense that they would be 16, but I'm just like continually surprised by how young they were, because it just feels like so much has happened. Like I really thought they were out here like 20 years old by now, but they're literally teenagers. When I was 16, I was just like in school, like solving for X in math class, and they're out here like solving how to win a whole war at 16. I don't know, that's insane. I just came inside because it was getting cold out, but I finished page 203 and what the heck? I don't even care about the person involved in what happened on page 203, but I literally wanted to cry because why are these people so violent and so barbaric? And I'm not talking about Achilles or Patroclus, by the way. Hello and welcome to whatever day it is of reading the Song of Achilles. Right now I'm at the bottom of page 221 and I want to read you guys this quote. So for context, Achilles is like putting on armor and getting ready to go fight. And so these are like Patroclus' thoughts while Achilles is getting ready. I watched him strap these things on, one by one, saw the stiff leather dig into his soft flesh, skin that only last night I had traced with my finger. My hand twitched towards him, longing to pull open the tight buckles to release him, but I did not. The men were waiting. And I feel like there's a lot to unpack in this quote. Number one is just like Patroclus' love for Achilles. Even when Achilles is like literally just putting on his armor, Patroclus is just thinking about how he wants to touch his skin and thinking about last night and being with him, and that is so cute. But then the quote is also kind of sad to me because it kind of sums up how much things have changed and how Achilles isn't really just Patroclus's anymore. Achilles is one of the men and just a piece of the war. I'm on page 232, just finished chapter 21, and Patroclus is like taking in all of these slave girls and like hiding them away in his tent and like teaching them Greek and like giving them food and water and like taking care of them, and he's just an angel. I love Patroclus so much. You guys, Patroclus, his love for Achilles, oh my god. Okay, I'm on page 239 and they're like fighting a battle, and at first Patroclus is just like so overwhelmed by like all the death and stuff around him, and then he like looks over and sees Achilles fighting. I'm literally gonna cry just how like sweet this is. It's like twisted but sweet. But anyway, Patroclus like sees Achilles fighting and he thinks, I could not even see the ugliness of the deaths anymore. All I saw was his beauty, his singing limbs, the quick flickering of his feet. He's like on a battlefield, like surrounded by people dying and fighting, and he's just looking at Achilles, thinking how beautiful he is. I just finished page 265 and we just got a new prophecy that is ominous, and I'm confused what it means. I feel like all these prophecies are gonna have some kind of plot twist or turn out unexpectedly, because it literally says that the fates are known for their riddles, unclear until the final piece has fallen. And with that, I actually need to go to the library. I have Malibu Rising by Taylor Jenkins Reid on hold, so I'm gonna go pick it up and then I'll continue reading. Hello, I am back. I just finished page 287 / chapter 25, and everything is starting to go wrong, and it seems like this is just the beginning. Achilles got into a really big argument with a certain king, and it literally just felt like a battle of egos the whole time. Achilles at his heart is like still a good guy. I still love him, and he was 100% right in the argument, but then he'll do something that is like a bit arrogant. I don't know, it just feels like he's changed. There's a character that I really like, not Patroclus or Achilles, and something bad is gonna happen to this character, and Achilles is doing nothing to help them when he absolutely could. Okay, it is much later now, as you can probably tell. I got distracted, but I am back to reading now. In the back of the book, there are some of the different important characters and like gods and stuff, and like a little paragraph about them. So I figured this was helpful for you to like keep the characters straight and stuff. And so I was like back here reading them because I was getting a little confused on who someone was. And I just got, I think, a huge spoiler, and I'm really sad. I did not, oh my god, I literally want to cry right now if this thing I just read is true. Okay, I just finished page 296 / chapter 26, and wow, it feels like just like thing after thing is happening now, and I feel like that's just gonna keep happening. But Patroclus just like really stood up for himself and for what he thinks is right, and like go Patroclus, because I feel like he's always kind of followed Achilles around and kind of just like stayed in the background. So I'm really proud of him for what he did, but I think it's gonna get really messy what he did.
You certainly need a lot of paraphernalia in your trade. Yeah.
No, I'm on page 325 and Patroclus has this plan to end the war and I don't like it. I'm really scared that I know what's gonna happen and I literally want to cry just thinking about it. No, don't do this, Patroclus.
Very simple.
No, I'm on page 337. The thing earlier that I said was potentially a spoiler did come true. I knew that this book was gonna be sad, but I didn't think that this character was gonna have such a sad end. Also, I still have like 30 pages left. Like, what else can happen? Okay, I think I'm gonna go to bed because it is really late. It feels a little silly to stop now because I literally have like 20 or 30 pages left, but I'm just like very confident I know the ending and I really don't want to read it. I don't want it to be true, so I'm procrastinating finishing this book until tomorrow. Hello, it is the next morning. I have like 30 pages left, I think, so let's finish this book. I'm on page 347 and Achilles' mom just said something so horrible to him. Achilles is at the lowest point in his entire life and she really had to say that. Like, why was that necessary? We get it.
And then he approached his victims from the rear.
I just read page 353 and I'm not well.
Terrible. Very clever.
Alright, I just finished the book and I am not okay. This book was so sad. I've heard so many people talk about the book being sad, but I don't think I really realized what that meant. This is the saddest book I have ever read in my entire life, but at the same time, it was so good and so beautiful and I want to cry again just thinking about certain parts. Really quick list of things I liked. The Greek mythology and all the stories were so interesting and so good. That was the part that I didn't know if I was going to like or not, and then I absolutely just fell in love with all of the mythology and the myths and like the story behind all of the different characters and gods. Patroclus's character, oh my god, he is so sweet. He is an angel during their world and in their time period. There are a lot of bad people, and so it was really nice to have Patroclus as like this light, like this like beautiful good character. And overall, it's just such a heartbreaking book. I wish we could have had more like beautiful, happy, good moments. There were so many great moments at the beginning and then that dwindled very quickly and the majority of the book was pretty sad with happy moments like sprinkled in. And so I wish we could have had more time of happy moments, but I understand why the author wrote this book the way that she did because I think it's very heartbreakingly realistic how it ended and how everything unfolded. The other thing that I'm a little conflicted about but overall liked is that Achilles' character is definitely a flawed character, especially towards the end, but you still love him so much. I do really like stories with flawed characters. I feel like that makes a story really interesting. So well done and so well written. Okay, I'm gonna get into the spoiler section because I have so many things I want to say. So if you have not read this book, please click off now, go buy this book, read it, and then come back to this section. Now's your chance to avoid spoilers and leave this video. Okay, now that everyone who hasn't read this book is gone, next there's gonna be some clips that I recorded while I was reading of me talking about different parts, including spoilers, so that's gonna play, and then I'm gonna talk about all of my spoiler thoughts. Hello to everyone who has already read the book. I'm upset. I'm on page 190 and I still can't get over the prophecy that Achilles is going into war and knows he's gonna die there. I also like can't figure out if there's gonna be like some big plot twist or something and he's gonna live, or if the author is just telling us like, yep, sorry, that's the ending, he's gonna die at the end. Part of me like literally wants to stop reading it because I don't want to know, like I don't want to know that he dies. And then Patroclus keeps like thinking all these things in his head that just like mini shatter my heart. Like on page 190 he says, this is what Achilles will feel like when he is old. And then I remembered, he will never be old. Okay, I'm on page 235 where Patroclus and Achilles are talking about Helen, and they're like coming up with conspiracy theories. Like maybe she really fell in love with Paris, maybe she was bored and she wanted a war so people would go after her. And I never thought of any of this, but I guess that makes sense. Like, is she really the mastermind behind this war? I just finished page 287, aka chapter 25, and everything is going absolutely wrong. Briseis, I don't know if that's how you say your name, but Briseis is about to be taken. And I love her so much. Like, I'm so sad. And Achilles did nothing. Like, he really was just like, I can't do anything, when I feel like he could. I'm on page 337. I can't believe Patroclus died. I literally don't even want to say it out loud. I'm so sad, and I feel like it was Achilles' fault, which also makes it sadder. Like, why did Achilles have to let him go and carry out his stupid plan? Achilles couldn't even set aside his own need for honor and an apology. It's so frustrating because so many bad things have happened for like such trivial things like pride or a woman and stuff like that. I don't know. Page 353. Achilles just got shot by the arrow, and it says, Achilles smiles as his face strikes the earth. I was really like, I'm not gonna cry. I know it's coming that he's gonna die. But then he smiled because he's so sad. That's what he wants.
What are they for? Better rhythm to the Latin Americans then.
Hello, welcome back. Oh my gosh. Really, like, Madeline Miller just killed Achilles, Patroclus, and Briseis. But all three of the main characters, of the best characters, just dead by the end. Like, I don't know that I've seen like any movie or TV show or read any book where that's happened, where just all the main people are dead. Also, can we talk about the ending with Achilles' mom? But then I see the tomb and the mark she has made on the stone. Achilles, it reads, and beside it Patroclus. Go, she says, he waits for you. Achilles' mom is so horrible through 99% of the book. She literally says that she's glad Patroclus is dead to Achilles when he's grieving, but then she does this incredibly nice thing that she did not have to do at all at the end to reunite them in death. And I'm sure she does it more for Achilles than for Patroclus, because I'm sure she still doesn't like Patroclus. And hearing all of the memories from her son, and she knows this is the way she needs to truly honor Achilles. But that broke my heart too, in a good way. I guess it patched it together a little bit, knowing that they're gonna be together in the end. In the darkness, two shadows reaching through the hopeless heavy dusk, their hands meet and light spills in a flood like 100 golden urns pouring out of the sun. I need a part 2 of them just like chilling in the underworld, having good memories together. Also, I love that Odysseus like fought for them to be buried together. I did not expect that. And Achilles' son was horrible. He literally, they just described him as having like black eyes, being snake-like. Like, he was just like inhuman. And I'm glad that Achilles' mom at the end acknowledged that she didn't like him either, even though she raised him as her own son. Because Patroclus says, was this the son you preferred to Achilles? Her mouth tightens. Anyway, I will be unwell for the next few days probably, because my mind is just thinking about this book nonstop. Anyway, I want to know every single one of your thoughts on this book. Please tell me them in the comments below. Definitely, if you're gonna comment anything with spoilers, put like a little spoiler disclaimer. Okay, I'll see you guys next week. Bye.